Props and Locks on Fox 10 is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Hey there, I'm Siera Santos. Welcome into Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel, your weekly go-to show for sports betting, and it is here. Sports books are open in the state of AZ, and week one of the NFL got underway with the Bucs and Cowboys last night. We got to jump right in. Let's bring in my new best friend and yours too, my big money Ben Stevens, our money man, our sports betting expert, and the host of the Morning After on SportsGrid. Excitement level for you this week, 1 to 10.
10 does not even set the barometer, Sierra. It is at a 100. I love college football. You know that about me. But then you couple in the NFL as well. It is football season. Text your friends, call your family, tell them you'll talk to them in February. It is football full bore for here on out for the next couple of months.
Oh, I can imagine that your phone is hot right now. It is blowing up. So let's get right to it. We, of course, are going to start with the Cardinals. Those three less than impressive series we saw from Kyler Murray and the Cardinals offense in the preseason game number 2, they are out the window. The Cardinals opened up as 3-point underdogs at +3, -118. The FanDuel Sportsbook and odds makers are feeling a shootout over under at 52.5 points, making this the second highest of week one.
And Sierra, you know what's actually pretty funny about that total that's the second highest for the NFL weekend opener is that 58% of the betting handle or the money coming in is actually on the under, yet it has risen up to that 52.5. It's not interesting to see the Cardinals as a underdog at the moment, although a majority of the money is coming in on the Tennessee Titans. A field goal is a very interesting line, though, because that is a key number in any NFL bet that you place. When you're looking at this game, I would look for a lot of offense, although the Cardinals defense, Sierra, doesn't get enough credit. The 12th best scoring defense in the NFL a season ago.
Okay, so prop bets on who is going to score the first touchdown. Let's touch on the offense. And with Tennessee poised to have one of the best offenses in the NFL, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, they're favored, right?
No, not at all. But when you look at this market, it is a thing you have to notice is that's a lot of plus money prices right there. It's a very hard market to handicap because all of those markets and all of those odds seemingly pretty unlikely. That's why everything is a plus money price. Throw a dart, take a guess. It could be anybody's ballgame.
All right, passing yards. The matchup of Kyler Murray and Ryan Tannehill. Murray's over-under is set at 259.5. He threw for more than that 7 times last year. Tannehill slightly lower at 249.5.
My focus is on Kyler Murray. You are right. He threw for that and went over that number 7 out of the 15 regular season games that we count because throw away the regular season finale against the Rams. What's more important to note here, though, in the 4 games that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals faced a bottom 10 passing defense last year in the 2020 season, he went over that number in all 4 games. The Tennessee Titans, the 5th worst passing defense a season ago. I like Kyler Murray to go over that number of 259.5 in the regular season opener.
All right, I'm going to take it. More props. Rushing yards. Kyler Murray says his legs are a luxury. He wants to use them like that this season. 42.5 for Kyler Murray's rushing yards. Derrick Henry averaged nearly 127 yards per game last year. What do you say about this?
I think that when you look at this, Derrick Henry, over 2,000 yards last year. Can he repeat that over the century mark for his rushing yards prop in week number 1? Both Kyler and Derrick Henry, who led the NFL in rushing yards last year, went over their respective rushing yard props in 9 of their regular season games last year. I think both of those likely to go over in week number 1.
Okay, over-under on receiving yards. What is your play here, Ben?
It is D-Hop. It is DeAndre Hopkins, certainly so. He averaged nearly 88 receiving yards per game last season. He went over this number a considerable amount, and he is Kyler Murray's guy. He was tied for the 2nd most targets in all of the NFL last year against a bad Tennessee Titans secondary. I like DeAndre Hopkins to go over that 78.5.
Not to mention he's got a lot of familiarity with the AFC South. We are just getting started here. When we come back, the best bets for all the primetime matchups of Week 1 Plus. We'll get to Big Ten Ben on what he thinks about ASU and U of A.
Welcome back to Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Welcome back into Props and Locks. The books are open, the fans are back, and we are in the midst of a highly anticipated week one. 5 different showdowns featuring playoff teams from last season. And when you got money on the line, that is even more motivation to watch. I'm Siera Santos alongside our sports betting guru, Ben Stevens. The reigning Super Bowl champs have already gotten their season underway, Ben, and the team that hopes to run it back for a third consecutive title appearance, Kansas City, is -5.5, the favorite at home.
Siera, when you're making any bet on any sport, but especially the NFL for week number 1 on a Sunday, you need to know where the money is going and what the line is moving like. Kansas City opened up as a 5.5-point favorite. The line moved up to 6.5, now back down to 5.5. 75% of the money is backing Kansas City against the spread. So why is it only 5.5? Can Kansas City win by more than a touchdown in Arrowhead? Maybe so, but the line is moving and you have to pay attention.
Yeah, you always want to keep an eye on it, especially in your app. And Sunday Night Football, 2 quarterbacks making their debuts for their respective teams. Former Lions QB Matthew Stafford knows the NFC North all too well, so no surprise the Rams at 7.5 points are the favorite at home.
And that total has come up by 2 points, which is interesting because when you think about the Rams, the second best scoring defense in the league last year, and the Bears known for their defense, although it's been a slight decline over the past 3 seasons, the total opened up at 45.5. It's now 47.5. Why is that all that line movement happening? I would still lean the under. Let's see what they can do. Matthew Stafford with the Rams, and we know what Andy Dalton can do. Hey, Matt Nagy, put in Justin Fields. Just do it already.
I drafted him. I want to see it. All right, Monday Night Football, that's besides the point. Let's keep it moving. The Raiders fans will finally get to break in Allegiant Stadium. 60,000 strong, expected to pack the building. Nevertheless, Las Vegas is a 4.5-point underdog as they host the Ravens, who are looking for their 5th straight postseason appearance.
Siera, I already mentioned it. Where is the money going? 83% of the betting money is backing the Baltimore Ravens against the spread, yet it has come down by a point from 5.5 to only 4.5. Could that mean these sharp people out in the desert, out in Las Vegas, are backing the hometown team? That's what it seems like to me. Also, who's going to run the ball for Baltimore? So many injuries in that backfield. I think this game is going to be closer than that spread of 4.5.
Cardinals and the primetime matchups, we've already covered them. Big Ten Ben pencils out his college predictions coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Thanks for staying up late with us on Props and Locks. I'm Siera Santos. Let's bring in Ben Stevens, a.k.a. Big Ten Ben. Tell our friends at home why you earned that moniker.
Well, Siera, I started my professional broadcast career as a local sports anchor and reporter in Omaha, Nebraska, covering the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who obviously play in the Big Ten Conference. So that ingrained me into one of the most glorious and prestigious conferences in all of college football. And then I started hosting 2 podcasts around the Big Ten. So the name Big Ten Ben was born from there. Not only does it roll off the tongue, it means the world to me. The Big Ten Conference always remains in my heart.
We'll debate best conferences later. For now, let's go into your favorite college football picks for this weekend. Let's meet halfway okay. Number 12, Oregon. Number 3, Ohio State Ducks are a 14.5-point underdog. Oregon squeaked out a win over Fresno State last week.
Siera, we talked about it last week. We'll talk about it again. Key numbers. This has moved past that key number of 2 touchdowns, past 14. I can't believe I'm saying this. Don't tell the folks in Columbus. Only air this in Phoenix. I think Oregon covers that spread.
I'm telling everyone. All right, for all my friends down south, Wildcats are 2.5-point favorites over San Diego State.
The key for this one, there was a former Husker on the San Diego State roster. He is the running back, Greg Bell. He went off last week against New Mexico State. Can Arizona, who had the worst rushing defense in the Pac-12 last year, dead last at 270 yards per game, slow down that SDSU rushing attack? If they do, they will cover. If they do not, upset alert for the Aztecs.
And my Sun Devils look sloppy and undisciplined against Southern Utah, but they're favored by 33.5 over UNLV.
Siera, they still scored 41 points, the top scoring offense in the Pac-12 last year that averaged more than 40 points a game. I think will put up big numbers against UNLV. It's not out yet. It generally comes a little bit closer to kickoff on Saturday night. But the Sun Devils team total, we take the over until they prove us otherwise.
I hope everyone at home was taking notes. Thanks so much for watching Props and Locks presented by FanDuel. He's Ben. I'm Siera. Until next week, take it easy.